Hi! Today I'm going to give a review of Taobaospree like I said I was going to in my last video. They're a Taobao shopping service and I placed a group order with them recently and it wasn't a horrible experience overall, but I did have several problems with them, so I would say that this is a neutral review. Agents at Taobaospree only work during standard business days, so if you want to place an order with them and you live in the US, you can expect them to respond only at night and during the early mornings. While I was ordering from Taobaospree, they also went on several vacations of a few different days, I think 3 vacations. It's pretty typical for them to go on a lot of vacations, and they don't warn very much ahead of time on their website, and I think that's really something that they should fix, and they should warn more ahead of time in case someone wants to place an order that they need in a certain amount of time. I also found their fees to be pretty high. Taobaospree charges a fee of 10% on the price of the item you're buying and the price of domestic shipping for the item. And that's pretty standard. I'm not sure if it's standard to charge it also on top of the domestic shipping, but 10% is a pretty typical Taobao agent fee. But then they also charge 4% PayPal fees on everything, absolutely everything, including the fee that they're already charging you. And that's pretty normal and typical, but it's technically against PayPal's rules, and they could get their account terminated for that. And what's going to happen if they get their PayPal account terminated? Do you think people are going to get their stuff? It's a risk that they're running, and when they run that risk, they might bring you down with them, possibly. It's probably not going to happen, but just know it's possible. Anyway, so they charge a 4% fee on top of the 10% fee and everything else. And then if you want insurance on your items, you have to pay a 5% fee on top of everything, including the 10 and 4% fees that you already paid. So that all sounds pretty standard, but it adds up a lot. Once you do the math, that adds up to a 20.12% fee on the price of your items and the domestic shipping that you're paying, and a 9.2% fee on the price of the international shipping that you're already paying. Now, considering that shipping fee already gets pretty high, 9.2% is pretty high, and 20% is very, very high. So I'm not really satisfied with their fees, and I'm sure someone else is charging less out there. Some of the issues that I actually had with their service were just simple communication issues, like about PU versus patent leather. Like, you know, in the shoe sales, often they want you to choose whether you want your shoes made of PU or patent leather, and we specified PU, but they didn't seem to understand why I was specifying this, even though it said in the item description you needed to choose it. So then, after a while, I had to update my order, and I tried to send them the updated Excel document that I spent more than an hour making up. So when I sent this to them, it was the Excel document from their website. I updated it and sent it to them, and they said they didn't like it, and they wanted me to update the Excel document that they sent me. I already spent an hour on that Excel document, and I sent it to them first. So I was very frustrated because I had to go back in and spend another hour updating the one that they wanted me to update when it would have taken them less time and I'm the one paying. I didn't think that was very good customer service. So then after I updated it to them, I sent it to them via Google Documents, and they told me that the first page was blank. The first page was blank when they sent it to me. That was the way they formatted it, but they could not seem to figure out. They thought the whole document was blank because of the way they sent it to me. So I think that I think that Excel is something new for them, and they're having a lot of trouble with it because I don't understand why they wouldn't be able to figure out how to work their format that they sent it to me in. So a day or two passed because of the miscommunications, and an item sold out from a store I was going to get free domestic shipping at. So the total without the item didn't come up to enough to get domestic shipping anymore. So I asked them to add one more item from that store to my order because I wanted to get free domestic shipping, and I told them it was because I wanted to get free domestic shipping. Then they added it to my order and said, okay, here's the updated price, go ahead and pay us now. And I checked, and they were now charging me 2 times for shipping when it was supposed to be free. So I told them, oh no, I wanted to add that item because I wanted the free domestic shipping that store advertises that I had before one of the items sold out. And then they said, oh, okay, we fixed it for you. And I looked, and they were still charging me for shipping, and still more than they were the first time. So I had to remind them a total of 3 times before they could figure out that it was supposed to be free domestic shipping, and that was kind of irritating. So every time that I have one of these miscommunications with Taobaospree, another day passes and more items that I want and that my friends want sell out. So that was very frustrating. So then I paid for my items, and they sent me another email telling me that 2 items were out of the color I wanted and 1 item was out of stock. For another item, this was a major problem for me. I said I wanted 2 of the items, 1 in each color, because there were 2 colors listed. I agreed to pay for 2, I did pay for 2, and the chart said 2, and the total was calculated with 2. I was supposed to get 2. Then the seller stocked 2 more colors, so Taobaospree bought me 4, not asking me, and then expected me to pay for all 4 of them. And that's kind of ridiculous. Like, they need to ask first, or just go ahead and buy the colors that were there in the first place. I didn't argue with them about it because I was worried that if I started trying to confront them, I would never get any of the items. So I just decided to pay for them and then resell them because they were pretty cheap. Finally, they said all of the items arrived, and they sent me pictures of the items to confirm. So I looked at the pictures, and the pictures weren't that clear for a few of them, and I was convinced that the order was missing 5 or more items. I asked them about all of the items, and I found out that 3 items were missing. So, first off, they didn't order a dress that I'm going to mention in a little bit because it's quite a bit, and they didn't order 2 pairs of socks. So when I asked them where are these items, they said both pairs of socks were never a part of the order. So I said, yes, they were, and I gave them the order item numbers, where they were in the Excel document, and they said, oh, well, you canceled one of them, and we just forgot to buy the other ones. And I never canceled the first one. They told me that they was out of stock in the color I wanted, and I told them which color I wanted to replace it with. So I said, no, I just wanted to replace it with other color. They said, no, you canceled it. And I said, no, I didn't. They said, oh, yeah, you really did. And then I had to take a screen cap of what I said and sent it to them, like they couldn't look back at the email themselves and look at what was said. So then they said, oh, okay, well, we'll just go ahead and buy both of those. So, of course, that's another thing, taking the order longer. So they just forgot one of them and just decided that one of them got canceled when I didn't cancel it. So they got those socks, and then one of the socks was not in the right color, and they asked me about it after they bought it. And the mysterious thing is this color is a color that was never listed. It was a different color, but there was only one color ever listed. So I think that they had them from another order and just decided to put them off on me, because I don't know where they came from, and that was very bizarre. So when I first ordered, I wanted an Infanta dress. After some of the miscommunications, they said it was out of stock, so I canceled a pair of shoes that I had ordered to match the dress. Then they mysteriously re-added the shoes to the order, which is not cool because I no longer wanted these and didn't want to pay for them, and I deleted them from the Excel document and they just re-added them. But then, before I noticed that they had done that, they said that they had contacted Infanta, and Infanta said even though it was out of stock on the page, they could still buy one for me. So they said, we're still going to get you one. So I said, okay, that's cool. So they re-added it to the order. So then, when the order comes, like I said, the Infanta dress is missing. So I said, where's the Infanta dress? And they said, oh yeah, we couldn't get it, and then we forgot to tell you about it. Even though I paid for it. They just forgot to tell me that I wasn't getting it. So then I was like, I just wanted these shoes to match the dress. Now I have no use for these shoes. And I deleted them from the order before and you re-added them. Well, what am I supposed to do about that? So they said, oh, we found the dress. And they found somebody else reselling it, used, washed, they said it hadn't really been worn out. So I just said, okay, I'll just get that one because it was a little cheaper anyways. So I just went with it. But that was really irritating, and if they hadn't found that, I would have been so bad, and I don't know what I would have done about the order because I would not want those shoes. So when the last 3 items arrived, they sent me an email telling me how much the international shipping would be. I knew it was going to be expensive, but it was way more expensive than I thought. It was over $400 for like 10 pairs of shoes, not very much clothes, and a bunch of socks. That is expensive shipping, and if you have not ordered from Taobao before, you will not be prepared when you see the shipping. But I digress. I paid for shipping, and then they said the next day, oh, we gave you the wrong total. You need to pay us $30 more for shipping before we can send it out. And I was just, that's very irritating. Why would you send me the wrong total the next time? Now, since it's a group order, I have to go to each and every single person and ask them to send me between $3 and $8. That's really irritating. So when I paid for the shipping, again, they shipped them promptly through DHL and they arrived really quickly. It was packed into the box really neatly and really closely with smaller accessories placed inside the purses. As you can see, everything is packed into the box really neatly. The hidden accessories worried the crap out of me at first because I thought I was missing a bunch of items and I was just having a heart attack. But in the end, I appreciate it because DHL bases their shipping prices off of volume, not weight. So that actually probably lowered our shipping prices slightly. So I do appreciate that in the end. So they did ship it very well, and that made me feel a little bit better about it. Everything was carefully packaged. One item was in the wrong color. I ordered cream, I got light brown. Since it was just like $1 pair of socks, I don't mind that much. I don't know if it was Taobaospree's fault or the seller's fault, but it happened. But it's not that big of a deal. I got a free gift, which was a skirt. I assume it probably cost about $25, which is pretty decent. They probably just had it left over from another order and decided to give it to me, but I thought it was pretty nice either way. It made me feel a little bit more like I got my money's worth out of the order, which is something I was really concerned about after all of the shipping and all of the fees. After reading other people's reviews of Taobaospree, I think that while they might be good for smaller orders, they have a tendency to get larger orders mixed up, and that fits in with my experience with them. And after my experience with them, I'm probably going to try to find another shopping service if I order from Taobao again. I'm confident that I can find a shopping service that has slightly better customer service and slightly cheaper fees than Taobaospree. They weren't horrible, but I probably wouldn't bother again, to be completely honest. So that's my review, and I will see you soon.